We return tomorrow. Bored, witless, literally bored out of my senses. Can't for the life of me understand what there possibly was to rave about in this place. A crumbling old house filled with doddery old people, a vast, boring expanse of green outside, and a muddy river. I should have known better than to believe a word of it. Everything from their childhood that they remember with such nostalgia and yearning is always a boring old drag. So why should this have been any different? Thank God we return tomorrow. I stood despondently at an upstairs window, looking out on the unchanging sameness. In a heroic effort to be fair, I counted off the pluses. Lush vegetation, fresh, clean air, soft moonlight, and an unlikely harmony made by croaking frogs and nameless other winged and legged creatures. Charming in its own way, I grudgingly acknowledged, but not charming enough for a week-long sojourn. In the distance, I could hear the river hurrying along on its relentless journey. I decided to go down and take a walk along it. There weren't too many other exciting options in any case. In fact, there weren't any other options. The grass was slick with dew and soft underfoot. I raised my eyes to the vast and seamless heavens. The night sky was really quite spectacular. The stars were incredibly numerous and bright. I wish I'd known to bring a book on the subject. That might have whiled away some of the endless hours. The dark night was filled with strange, unfamiliar sounds, animal, vegetable, and mineral. Seemingly out of nowhere, a song started up. It was a soft, husky, definitely female voice, tentatively feeling its way through the music. It seemed to come from the river, and my eyes sought its trail. I could just glimpse her in some light-colored, fluttery thing on a rock or a mound or something above the river, with her long black hair unleashed in the wind. Technically, I couldn't see her at all. It was just the light clothes, the dark hair, and the plaintive melody. And it knocked the boredom smack out of me. I couldn't identify what it was that she was singing, but it had the smooth, lingering texture of a caress. She sang distractedly for her own pleasure, inspired by the flowing river and the dark night, perhaps. I was transfixed. The night was all too acutely alive. The grass, the river, the stars, the velvety night. This ethereal girl, statuesque on her perch, a study in light and dark, stasis and motion, as her clothes and hair fluttered around her like magical creatures in the breeze, and the tenderness of her lilting voice and its haunting melody. I felt drawn to her, but I couldn't move. I was as if rooted. I stood there motionless and soaked it all in. The sight, the sound, the hair-raising awareness of something indefinable. The trance was shattered by a harsh call. Broke off the thread of her song and looked back over her shoulder, not in my direction, towards the other house. She tossed her black hair over her shoulder, then, reaching back with both hands, she gathered it all fluently into some kind of a knot, I suppose. Rising, like a nymph from the waters, she turned towards the old house. Still humming, she wafted over the green expanse and disappeared into the night, her clothes shimmering and streaming over the grass, with her apparently inside them. I stayed and watched and listened long after she was gone. the night returned to empty stillness. Grass, stars, and the endless dark. But within me, there was a clamoring excitement that hadn't been there before. Oh, hell and bloody blast! We return tomorrow.